1 minute.
It's a matter of minutes before the Boilermakers take the field in Wisconsin, but the planning and preparation for this and each of Purdue's road games began more than a year ago.
As director of football operations, it's kind of a lot of different facets that you touch a football program on a daily basis, from meals to airplanes to buses to academics, just about every aspect that needs to be involved in the football program. I'm kind of the front porch, if you will, for our football program before I direct them to who they need to go to get answers for things. Most things start at about a year to a year and a half out. And that being said, the biggest thing that you have to make sure you secure is a team hotel. Then that starts putting everything in place. From that standpoint, you have to determine if you're going to fly, or bus fly. As soon as you get those, TV dictates pretty much everything else.
For the training staff, no two road games are the same. Because the needs of each player vary from week to week, their cargo is constantly changing.
They have them downstairs.
There's pretty much a stock list of things that we'll take throughout the year with braces and tapes and all the things that normally go into our trunks. We'll travel anywhere between 4 and 5 trunks, and the stuff that changes are the things that come up during the week. If an individual, has a sprained wrist, we know we got to take a different wrist brace, things like that. But the trunks don't change much. It's just what do we take that added from the previous week that gets added to the trunk then.
Equipment managers must always expect the unexpected, accounting for such variables as the weather forecast, the stadium layout, and more.
You really don't know what the weather's going to be like. It's the middle of the season. There's an obvious change in the weather. It could be really hot that day or really cold. The temperature could drop severely. You have to be prepared for either fans or heaters or both. Helmets are our biggest item that we have to clean week to week. Wednesday is our real heavy day. You'll have to do all the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, tight ends, guys that really bang a lot. Who will need a lot of changes. You'll change stripes, you'll change P's, really clean the shell, take apart face masks. You'll change quite a few face masks from week to week.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is all of our fine tuning. We're trying to decide if an individual is going to be able to play in the game on Saturday. So we have to determine on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and tell the coaches whether or not they're going to have that individual. We take an enormous amount of hydration fluids, whether it be Gatorade or water. Gatorade alone will take 27 to 30 cases of bottles on the road with us. Game day, we'll call ahead and request ice. So between the two teams on a game day, we'll go through about 2,000 pounds of ice. Taping on the road or at home on a game day, we'll go through 150 plus rolls of tape. That's all the various different kinds of tapes that we're using.
Immediately following our Thursday meeting, the players will be asked to pack their equipment bags. What that entails is they will have a big equipment bag in their locker. They will pack their helmet, shoulder pads, knee pads, thigh pads, any orthotics that they wear, any knee braces that they wear, and we will pack everything else. On Thursdays, we'll start usually about 5:30, loading the truck. 152-foot semi is what we load every Thursday for a travel game. We don't have to stack anything, but from front to back it will be fully loaded. The last thing we usually have to put on the truck is the player bags. We'll have a skeleton crew that'll start loading up, the trainers' equipment, the trainers' water bottles, all their extra supplies. We'll load our extra supplies, our trunks. We probably have about 10 to 12 trunks we'll take on the road with us. One of the last things we load on is the uniforms, because that roster can change. 1 or 2 guys, could be up to 4 guys, depending on how we do the rest of the week. We get there, we set up the locker room. It takes us all of an hour and a half to set up the locker room, start to finish. That's unloading the semi, getting our equipment room set up, getting our locker room set up, getting the coach's locker room set up, all their gear laid out for them. And when they come in for the walkthrough, it'll be just like a home locker room. We'll have their nameplate above their lockers. We'll have all their gear laid out, shoes, gloves, their uniform.
On Friday, the Boilers begin their 3-hour trip. First, a 35-minute flight to Madison.
I think the biggest thing that's kind of unique for us here at Purdue is we have an airport here on campus. So literally, we're about a mile to a mile and a half from our airport. So they'll bring our regular-sized big jet that you would normally see at a main airport. They'll bring it to the private airport, and we'll go through a separate screening process, but it still is kind of a TSA screening process. So all of our guys' bags will get checked. They'll get wanded and waved down. They'll make sure that their ID matches to who they are, and security will make sure we do all those checkpoints. And then once we do that, you're loading up about 136 to 140 people on an airplane. It's a little bit of a lot of organization, if you will, but it really does run smoothly.
Then a half-hour bus ride to Camp Randall Stadium. Once they arrive, the team takes a walkthrough.
So what we'll do is we'll arrive at Camp Randall on Friday for about 20 to 30 minutes max, and we'll see what the locker room looks like. We'll get our bearings of where the showers are, where the restrooms are. Here's the entrance to the stadium. Here's the entrance and exit to the locker room as well. Here's where we take the field. Here's our sideline. Pregame, what a lot of people don't realize is you have to warm up on a certain side of the field.
Everybody, we're going to do special teams tips and reminders outside. You guys are welcome to go out and walk around. Let's go.
And then you have a longer sideline to do punts and things like that, so teams don't cross and mix up. So we walk the field, see what the field looks like, walk out on the stadium, get a feel for the environment that we're going to get in on Saturday. And then that way when we show up on Saturday, it's kind of like we've already gone through a dry run of it.
Then it's back on the bus and to the hotel, where players and coaches gather their luggage and check into their rooms. At 5:30, dinner is served. Later that night, everyone gathers before Coach Hazel for a brief team meeting.
One more time, go over your game plan to make sure you know exactly what you're supposed to do. Every single guy. It's important. It's important. One more time, go through your game plan. So you're razor sharp. Team on three. 1, 2, 3.
At 10:30, the staff makes sure all 70 players are settled into their rooms for the night. Game day begins promptly at 8 a.m. First up is a team breakfast, followed by additional meetings throughout the morning.
10:25, bring your coat and tie. It'll be a quick turnaround, almost an hour and a half, so let's make sure we stay on point here.
Several hours before game time, the Boilermakers are all business as they leave for Camp Randall Stadium.
There's no black mark.
You've got it now? Okay. Great.
Then it's straight to the visitors' locker room, where coaches and trainers prep the players for battle.
Remember to communicate. Be loud. Be loud. There are no secrets today. Okay. One set of eyes. And by all means, find your foot. You got me? Find your foot.
1 minute.
Go! Every play, man. 1 foot more. Get you where you want to go. 1 foot more. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. Touchdown.
Finally, the plan that began a year ago brings the Boilers to the tunnel, where they're ready to face the Badgers.
Let's go!
Join us next time on One Brick Higher to experience the morning of Purdue homecoming from the perspectives of a football player, a band member, and a die-hard fan.